It is certainly a pleasure, and thank you for joining us on Smart 24 TV, the only business information TV in Uganda that dedicates to give you the best of business information across all sectors in the world. My name is still and will always be Fred Makubuya, here to give you different insights on how business is prospering. COVID-19 still remains a case of discussion in our context as a nation, how it has affected the different sectors. This time around, we'll be discussing the COVID effect on the financial institution. Those includes banks and many other things. And with me this time around is Mr. Tineyo, the CEO of Opportunity Bank. He will be giving us his journey as a business person, as a CEO, but most importantly, will also be painting us a picture on how COVID-19 has greatly affected the banking sector. But how are they recovering? That and most times our discussion. Yes, Mr. CEO, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You could introduce yourself finally, what you do, and if someone wants to know who Mr. Tineyo is.
My name is Tineyo. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Opportunity Bank. Let me rightly say I am the outgoing Chief Executive Officer. I have been here since 2016, and we have seen our growth from a Tier 2 financial institution into a Tier 1 institution. We're now a commercial bank, and as we have grown both in terms of our outreach and also developing leaders, one of the things that has happened is now that I'm going to become the Africa Regional Director for our company, and we are appointing a new CEO coming in. This is part of what leaders do, grow leaders for the future, and this is what I've done for the last 4 years.
Good, you've talked about your exit as the CEO of Opportunity Bank. One would want to know, how has the journey been, and how long has been the journey?
The journey has been exciting. The journey has been just over 4 years, and when I came through, we rebranded and we expanded our footprint. We went into the north. We were not in Kona Kamdini. We were not in Lira. We've gone into those areas, and we are even now starting to serve refugees in the west, in Nachivale. So there's been a lot of new programs that we've introduced. We've introduced a lot of innovations in terms of digital technology. We're in the process of launching our internet banking, and as we have become a Tier 1 bank, we now offer current accounts, foreign currency accounts, and RTGS. So all that has happened under my watch, but I'm now ready to give to an incoming CEO to take us to the next level as I look across the continent. So
given your journey as a CEO, how would you, in a few words, describe how your journey has been?
My journey has been a tough one, because in order for us to grow and be profitable, but at the same time impact people, we've had to do a lot of outreach, and it's been difficult but exciting. We've had a lot of learning that has happened in the process, and now with COVID coming in, there's been a lot of lessons in terms of how we should just be prepared, and how our clients should be prepared for any such eventuality going forward.
Okay, so your exit comes at a point when COVID-19 has greatly crippled the different sectors of the economy. Let's talk about the COVID effect on financial institutions. Probably we can use Opportunity Bank as a case study. How has this affected your performance?
What was interesting is that our savings, our deposits went up during the COVID period, meaning maybe people spent less, people started putting away money, which is a very positive thing, because we actually thought the reverse would happen, but we saw an increase in deposits. However, we saw a decline in loans, and we also saw a lot of our clients failing to service their loans. We have been reaching out to those clients, and we have started refinancing loans, restructuring loans, and just talking to our clients in order to help them and not abandoning them in their time of need. So we have seen hardships. especially in this education sector. Schools have really struggled because of being closed for such a long time. They've had to try and find alternative revenue streams or find ways of teaching electronically so that they can continue to have some finances, but it really has been a struggle for a good number of our clients. And some clients have struggled with market access and other challenges. But what I can say is that recovery is coming through. We can see businesses are starting to pick up and flourish again. And I also must comment on the silver lining to this cloud of COVID-19 is that prior to COVID-19, our clients hardly used electronic channels. In other words, internet banking and ATMs and all that, they would come into the branch. So maybe 90% of our transactions before COVID were through the branch network. During this COVID period, we've seen a complete reversal. Only about 20% of transactions are taking place through the branch network. They're more taking place through the channels, through alternative delivery channels. So that's what has happened, that all our customers have become familiar and accustomed to receiving services digitally.
You've talked about the rescheduling of the loan and many other things you put in place. Doesn't this cripple the institution?
Well, it doesn't cripple the institution because we have been supported by our regulator. Bank of Uganda have allowed us to be able to do these restructures. So they've also given us some concessions in terms of how we arrange our facilities, how they regulate us, and how they look at particular metrics or ratios, which allows us to be able to extend this grace to our clients. We do know that COVID is not necessarily permanent, or at least I hope it is not permanent, and we can see the recovery that is coming through. So what we've been doing in restructuring is just allowing our clients a chance to recover and start servicing their loans. So yes, there was a bit of a slow period, but now our clients and even us as a financial institution are starting to see those flows coming in. So yeah, it has not crippled us as a financial institution. It has helped us to grow the capacity of our clients.
Of the client. The business community holds the view that they think government has not helped them at a time like this when they've spent over 5 years, 5 months not operating. They are telling the banks to reschedule the loans. The banks are saying it should be the Bank of Uganda to begin implementing this, and they are saying maybe Bank of Uganda hasn't done its part.
I would like to say that Bank of Uganda, from my perspective, have really done their part. They've encouraged us as banks to work with our clients and not to call up any facilities now, but to restructure, to engage our clients. They've also encouraged us as financial institutions to lower our rates so that things can be easier for clients. And we as Opportunity Bank are also responding to that. We're dropping our prime lending rate from the 1st of October by 2%. And this is all, I believe everyone has played their part. The government has played its part, private sector, Bank of Uganda. I don't think we should look at one aspect. We should look at everyone and say everyone has a role to play in this recovery.
Most of the people that you give loans, some of them have shifted from one place to the other simply because of the COVID effects. Others have failed to pay money for where they are staying. So how are you monitoring this kind of clients?
We deal with more the smaller clients that are kind of community-based, that are out up country in the rural areas. Our loan officers, our bank officers know their clients well, and they interact with them. They also interact with them telephonically, so they're able to monitor. They're in touch with their clients and they know what is happening. And we encourage our clients to say, you must not run away from the financial institution, because sometimes when you do that, you have an adverse credit record. The Credit Reference Bureau will kind of blacklist you. So to avoid that, you talk to your financial institution. It's not like everyone knows that there has been a COVID crisis. So we make arrangements so that you keep your credit your credit status very good.
Okay. Yeah. So are we ready for recovery? Some people say we are not ready. We can't discuss recovery because COVID is still here. I don't know what your view could be.
My view is that COVID may still be here, but going forward, we've had a number of diseases that have been with us. Malaria carries on being with us, but we learn to manage it. So I do believe that we are learning to manage it. One hopes that it will be completely eradicated at some stage, but in the meantime, I think we do what we can to manage it, but at the same time, it's time to make the economies grow, because we need to be economically sustainable in order for us to be able to cope with this. So I do believe that there is an opportunity for us to recover, and I do believe that we are doing it fairly well as a country.
And what are you doing to recover from the effects, the total damages caused by COVID-19 to the economy and, most important, to the people?
Whatever we've lost may be difficult to recoup, but what we can do is we have to look forward. And one thing I can say, as Opportunity Bank, we play a large role in the agriculture sector. In fact, about a third of our lending portfolio is in agriculture. And we see agriculture as being key to economic recovery. When you think about Uganda, think about the rich soils that we have. Think about the 2 rainfall seasons that we have. Think about the water bodies that we have. So for us as a financial institution, we're trying to help the smallholder farmer to access irrigation, to access inputs, to access some mechanization, and to improve their yield. If we can build more on our agriculture and get more coming out of it, I think we can make a big difference. And I am very excited with some of the projects that we're starting to see out there. One of the projects is the value addition for matoke. Because during COVID, you'd find people trying to take matoke to the market, and sometimes the matoke goes off or something happens, it gets spoiled before it is bought, and they waste a lot of crop. Okay. But out in the West, there's a factory that has been developed by government that actually processes matoke into flour, and there are people worldwide that suffer from gluten intolerance. Gluten is found in wheat, but matoke is gluten-free. So they make flour that is made into cakes, into pastries, into many things. That's such an exciting project. So we're trying to help the farmers in the West to be able to add value to matoke. They get a better price for their crop, and they're also able to export it. So that's, for me, that's a very exciting project. The same is happening in the north with cassava. They are processing cassava. Again, government did a plant that does ethanol. So we're trying to help the farmers to get better yields, and then also get the cassava processed, and then the ethanol is what makes sanitizers and things like that, which there is a big market for that. So agriculture, in my opinion, holds a great potential for the recovery of this country.
Okay. I've heard you say, partly in your preamble, that this has been a transition from microfinance now to the bank. How has that journey been, transitioning from that to where we are?
Right. So that transition for us as a bank, it's very important for the audience to know that we are still focused on the muntu wa wansi. I think that's how we say the common person. We are not a corporate bank. We're a bank for micro and small enterprises. So even though we've become a commercial bank, we're a commercial bank to serve the people that are growing out of poverty and are growing their own businesses and growing themselves individually. So for us, the journey has been to be able to provide products that are found in commercial banks, current accounts, internet banking, foreign currency accounts, because the small business today becomes a medium business, becomes a big business in future. So sometimes we would have someone who had no financial services, they get into the business and then they want a checkbook and we have to send them away. But now we provide a one-stop shop for our clients, and it's been an exciting journey for us, introducing innovation, introducing new products, and we're ready to offer our clients a variety of products that they may have not accessed before.
You have said that your concentration is to Omuntu wa wansi. These are people who have no collateral security. But one of the things the bank requires is for you to present something on table, for you to acquire loan. Do these people have the collaterals, CEO?
No, we are very flexible. We work with clients that have no collateral. They work in groups, they guarantee each other's loans. Sometimes we have guarantee schemes for certain areas. So we have a variety of methods in which we can bank the clients that we've discussed. We also have a situation where chibanjas, we put a value on chibanja, we put a value on some of the assets that they have in the home.
Doesn't that compromise cripple you as an institution?
It doesn't.
In case I don't pay, where do you find me? You have nothing.
It doesn't cripple us because we know how to manage the situation. We work with community leaders, we work with other stakeholders, we have a relationship with our clients and the community. So that way, we don't suffer at all. We are only helping our clients to grow, and our clients end up being faithful and committed. The person that helps you, you don't want to stab them. You want to have a good relationship with you because they started small. I have lots of stories of clients who started with nothing. Started, some of them in the education sector, starting under a tree, one classroom. Today they are big institutions, and those people are committed and loyal and faithful to us, because they say when some of the bigger institutions turned them away, we were there, we held their hands, we were their partner, and they're loyal to us.
And then finally, last but not least, I've heard people say if you have not learned in COVID, then you are a foolish person. Do you think COVID has a lesson, first of all, to the financial institution?
First of all, to the financial institution, the lesson that we have is to always be there for our clients and to stay in touch with them, know their status, and also just prepare ourselves in terms of having buffers for anything that might happen. The right type of insurance, the right type of reserves that help us to be able to withstand this. But I think what's been really important is for our clients. Our clients have learned that you save for a rainy day. That saving is a very important thing. One needs to get into the culture of saving. Number two, your bank is your partner. When you are in trouble, you don't run away. You go to your partner and you say, these are my circumstances, how can you help me? So those are lessons that I think our clients have learned, that they can go and talk to their banking partners, and together they can plan for the future.
You've clearly put it that your bank is your partner, but some banks have proved the opposite to what you have said.
Your bank, including our bank, is your partner, but what is key is you have that relationship. Sometimes tough times come. The business may not perform as expected. The worst thing to do is to try and run away. The best thing to do is go and be honest with your bank manager, with your relationship officer, and say, this is my situation, how can you help me? So that's where the partnership works. The partnership is not just for good times. if it is also for bad times, but the onus is on the client to make sure that they engage, because when they turn around and they say the financial institution is bad, is because they've either run away, or maybe there's something that is not accurate there. Maybe there was a defect in the collateral. I'm not too sure. There may be some issues there, but as long as we can engage, as long as we're on the same page and we follow the rules and the regulations that on us as financial institutions that are supervised by the Bank of Uganda, and also deposits for our clients are protected by the Deposit Protection Society. So I think those are things that that matter, and that relationship is important.
You seem to be suggesting where there is communication, it solves a number of things that may not be going right.
Communication is key.
The most important words of a person are his last words. CEO, what are your last words? First of all, to the financial institution, to the business community, and to those that have access to your office, particularly for loans, for savings, to mention but a few.
My final words are that Opportunity Bank is open for business. Opportunity Bank is a financial institution for the common man, and our quest is genuinely to help our clients to grow, to help their businesses to grow. And we want to partner by engaging our institutions. So my message is, come to any of our branches, meet our staff, engage. We're happy and we're ready to serve you.
It's always a pleasure and an honor to speak to you, Mr. Tineyo Mawocha. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
And to you viewers, thank you for being part and parcel of this business broadcast. I have been discussing digestively with the CEO of Opportunity Bank, that is Mr. Tineyo Mawocha. He said he's the outgoing CEO of this bank. That and more we'll discuss that more at a later date. But that has been the information we've been able to bring to you today. My name is Fred Makubia.